Hello students, here we will discuss a practice sample paper number 1 for term 2 exam as per CBSE board pattern. First, read the instructions. There are 3 sections in the paper A, B and C. Start with section A. This section has 6 questions, each carrying 2 marks. Question number 1. Thymus of a newborn child was degenerating right from birth due to genetic disorder. Predict its 2 impacts on the health of the child. थाइमस एक प्राइमरी लिम्फोइड ऑर्गन है जो टी लिम्फोसाइट्स के डेवलपमेंट एंड मैचुरेशन में हेल्प करता है. इसका साइज एट द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ काफ़ी बड़ा होता है. इफ दिस थाइमस इज डीजेनरेटिंग राइट फ्रॉम बर्थ और इज रिमूव्ड, टी लिम्फोसाइट्स कैन नॉट डिफ्रेंशिएट और टी लिम्फोसाइट्स का नंबर डिक्रीज हो जाता है. एज अ रिजल्ट इम्यूनिटी कम होने लगती है एंड ड्यू टू दिस द चाइल्ड इज प्रोन टू मैनी इन्फेक्शन. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. द बायोगैस प्लांट कंसिस्ट ऑफ अ कंक्रीट टैंक in which biowaste are collected and slurry of cattle dung is fed. Why this slurry of cattle dung is added to generate biogas, and also write what is the depth of this concrete tank. बायोगैस जनरेट करने के लिए बायोवेस्ट के साथ कैटल डंग स्लरी को मिक्स किया जाता है बिकॉज कैटल डंग इज अ रॉ मटेरियल जिसमें सेलुलोजिक मटेरियल प्रेजेंट होता है and it contains group of bacteria, these are called as methanogens, जो anaerobically grow करते हैं cellulosic material पर and produce biogas which contains methane in large amount along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Now note the depth of concrete tank in biogas plant. It is 10 to 15 feet in depth. Question 3. Microbes are grown in large vessels for industrial scale production of some valuable products to human beings. Now, A part of the question. Name these large vessels shown in the figure. These vessels are called as fermenters where microbes are grown in large numbers. B part of the question. Name the microbe used for production of beverages. It is yeast. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is also called as brewer's yeast. C part of the question. How the processing of wine and beer differ from that of whiskey and brandy. Wine and beer are produced without distillation while whiskey and brandy are produced by distillation of fermented broth. There is a choice in this question. See the next question. How the presence of cyanobacteria in paddy fields useful for rice plant? Cyanobacteria like Anabaena, Nostoc and Oscillatoria can fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil and act as biofertilizers. They also add organic matter to the soil to increase the soil fertility. Thus, they play important role in organic farming. Question 4. 2 species competing for the same resource can avoid competition and can coexist. Part A of the question. Name the mechanism that promotes this coexistence of competing species. एक जगह पर रहने वाली 2 species एक ही रिसोर्स के लिए फाइट कर रही हैं but they can avoid this competition and can live together. The mechanism that promotes this coexistence is resource partitioning. Part B of the question. Name the scientist who showed this. The name of scientist is MacArthur. Part C. Give an example to explain this mechanism. 5 closely related species of warblers living on the same tree were able to avoid competition due to behavioral differences in their foraging activities and thus avoid competition and can coexist successfully. Question 5. On packets of cigarettes, one cannot miss the statutory warning that is, smoking is injurious to health. How smoking increases the heart rate and decrease oxygen level in body. In cigarettes, tobacco is present. This tobacco contains a chemical called nicotine, जो adrenal glands को stimulate कर देता है, and adrenal glands start releasing adrenaline and noradrenaline into the blood circulation. इन दोनों hormones adrenaline and noradrenaline से blood pressure बढ़ जाता है and they also increase heart rate. इसके अलावा स्मोकिंग से ब्लड में कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड का लेवल भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है. ये कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड हीमोग्लोबिन से बाइंड कर जाती है एंड रिड्यूसेस द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ हीम बाउंड ऑक्सीजन. यानी अब ऑक्सीजन को बाइंड करने के लिए हीमोग्लोबिन अवेलेबल नहीं हो पाता है एंड दिस causes the oxygen deficiency in the body or it decreases the oxygen level in the body. Question 6. In a comparative analogy between the aeroplane and ecosystem, the rivet popper hypothesis used by Stanford ecologists to explain the functioning of an ecosystem. On the basis of this analogy, match the following columns. Here, point A. Rivets of column 1. It is compared with the number 2 species in an ecosystem of column 2. B. Aeroplane is compared with number 1 ecosystem. C. Popping of rivets is compared with number 5 a species to become extinct. D. Rivets in the wing are compared with number 3 key species of an ecosystem. And E. Flight safety, it is compared with number 4 proper functioning of an ecosystem. Now B part of the question. Name the ecologist who gave this analogy. The name of ecologist is Paul Ehrlich. There is a choice in question number 6 also. In recent years, ex situ conservation has advanced beyond keeping threatened species in enclosures. List any 4 modern techniques used where principle of ex situ conservation of biodiversity has been employed. Ex situ conservation में नॉर्मली थ्रेटन स्पीशीज को उनके नेचुरल हैबिटेट से निकालकर स्पेशल एनवायरनमेंट्स में रखा जाता है, जैसे कि जोलॉजिकल पार्क्स में, बॉटेनिकल गार्डन्स एक्सेट्रा. लेकिन अब इसके अलावा और भी तरीके से इन थ्रेटन स्पीशीज को प्रोटेक्ट किया जा रहा है. दीज आर नंबर 1 preservation of the gametes of threatened species in a viable and fertile condition for long periods by using a method called cryopreservation. Second, by in vitro fertilization of eggs. Third, plants can be propagated by using a technique called tissue culture. And fourth, seeds of different genetic strains of commercially important plants can be kept for long periods in seed banks. Now, section B. This section has 6 questions, each carrying 3 marks. Question number 7. Observe the given diagram and answer the following questions. A. Name the particular technique in biotechnology whose steps are shown here. The steps in the diagram are of recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering. B. Name steps 1 to 4 marked in the figure. फिगर को ध्यान से देखिए. नंबर 1 स्टेप इज आइसोलेशन ऑफ डिजायर्ड सेगमेंट ऑफ डीएनए. जो डीएनए का पार्ट हमें चाहिए उसे आइसोलेट करना. नंबर 2 इस डीएनए के पीस को लाइगेट करना विद प्लाज्मिड वेक्टर. एज अ रिजल्ट रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए इज फॉर्म्ड. नंबर 3 रिकॉम्बिनेंट डीएनए जो तैयार हो गया है उसको बैक्टीरियल सेल में इंट्रोड्यूस करना. एंड नंबर 4 स्टेप इज नाउ द बैक्टीरियम प्रोड्यूसेस द जीन प्रोडक्ट. जीन अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करेगा और प्रोडक्ट बनाने में हेल्प करेगा एंड दिस प्रोडक्ट इज कॉल्ड एज जीन प्रोडक्ट. पार्ट सी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. गिव एन एग्जाम्पल वेयर ह्यूमन जीन प्रोडक्ट इज ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम ट्रांसजेनिक बैक्टीरिया. ह्यूमन इंसुलिन एक जीन प्रोडक्ट है जो ट्रांसजेनिक एस्चुरेशिया कोलाई बैक्टीरिया से तैयार किया जाता है. क्वेश्चन 8 पार्ट ए. In general, species diversity decreases as we move from equator towards poles. Give an example of it. Species diversity इक्वेटर से पोल्स की तरफ जाने पर कम होती जाती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कोलंबिया जो इक्वेटर के पास है, इट हैज़ नियरली 1400 स्पीशीज ऑफ बर्ड्स, वाइल इन न्यूयॉर्क जो 41 डिग्री नॉर्थ पर लोकेटेड है, इट हैज़ 105 स्पीशीज ऑफ बर्ड्स, एंड इन ग्रीनलैंड विच इज़ एट 71 डिग्री नॉर्थ, इट हैज़ ओनली 56 स्पीशीज ऑफ बर्ड्स. तो आप देख सकते हैं बर्ड्स की स्पीशीज़ का नंबर कम होता जा रहा है जैसे जैसे हम इक्वेटर से पोल्स की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं, या आप कह सकते हो कोलंबिया से ग्रीनलैंड की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं. पार्ट बी, हाउ डज अ मेडिसिनल प्लांट रोवोल्फिया वोमिटोरिया एग्जिबिट जेनेटिक वेरिएशन. रोवोल्फिया वोमिटोरिया हिमालयाज़ की डिफरेंट रेंजेस पर पाए जाने वाला एक मेडिसिनल प्लांट है एंड इट एग्जिबिट्स genetic variation. This genetic variation is in terms of potency and concentration of the active chemical called reserpine. Part C. What is the total number of plant and animal species on the earth according to number 1, the IUCN 2004, and number 2, Robert May. According to IUCN 2004 records, the total number of plant and animal species on the earth are 1.5 million, and according to estimate made by Robert May, the global species diversity is 7.0 million. Question 9. Population ecology is an important area of ecology because it links ecology to population genetics and evolution. A population has certain attributes that an individual organism does not have, such as birth rate, death rate, sex ratio, and age ratio. Now, part A of the question, define birth rate. Birth rate refers to the per capita births, that is, increase in number of individuals added by birth with respect to the members of the population. Means birth rate calculate करने के लिए आप number of births at particular time को divide करेंगे with initial number of individuals in the population से. Part B, calculate the death rate of fruit flies if 4 individuals in a laboratory population of 40 individuals died in a week. यहाँ formula use करेंगे number of deaths divided by initial number of individuals से. So, divide 4 by 40 and answer will be 0.1 per individual per week. Part C, the shape of age pyramid reflects the growth curve of the population. Identify the growth status represented in the age pyramid A and B. Age pyramid A is showing stable population जहाँ प्री रिप्रोडक्टिव एंड रिप्रोडक्टिव इंडिविजुअल्स का नंबर ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, वाइल एज पिरामिड बी इज शोइंग डिक्लाइनिंग पॉपुलेशन. इफ द रिप्रोडक्टिव एज ग्रुप इंडिविजुअल्स आर हायर देन प्री रिप्रोडक्टिव एज ग्रुप इंडिविजुअल्स, देन population will decline slowly. Question 10. A young boy, when brought a pet dog home, started to complain of watery eyes and running nose. The symptoms disappeared when the boy was kept away from the pet. Now, part A of the question. Name the type of antibody and the chemicals responsible for such a response in the boy. Type of antibody is IgE and chemicals responsible for this response are histamine and serotonin, which are released from mast cells. Part B. Mention the name of any drug that could be given to the boy for immediate relief from such a response. Immediate relief के लिए एंटीहिस्टामिन एंड एड्रेनलिन एंड स्टेरॉइड्स दिए जा सकते हैं. Part C. Name the term given to this exaggerated response of the immune system shown by the boy. This response shown by the boy is called allergy, means the boy is allergic to certain allergens. Question 11. The recombinant DNA can be introduced in animal and plant cells by using methods shown in images A and B respectively. इनको आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए और एक्सप्लेन कीजिए द वे दे वर्क फॉर इंट्रोड्यूसिंग recombinant DNA in animal and plant cells. In figure A, the name of method used is microinjection. In this, recombinant DNA को directly animal cell के nucleus में inject किया जाता है. And in figure B, the method used is biolistic gun or gene gun to introduce recombinant DNA in plant cells. Here, cells are bombarded with high velocity microparticles of gold or tungsten coated with DNA. Question 12. The immune system of a person is suppressed. In ELISA test, he was found positive to a pathogen. Now, part A. Name the disease the patient is suffering from. The patient is suffering from AIDS or acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. B part. What is the causative organism? Causative organism of AIDS is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. C. Which cells of the body are affected by the pathogen? HIV attacks helper T lymphocytes, जिससे हेल्पर टी लिम्फोसाइट्स का नंबर कम होने लगता है और पर्सन का इम्यून सिस्टम वीक हो जाता है. डी. नेम द टाइप ऑफ ड्रग विच कैन बी गिवन टू द पेशेंट. एंटीवायरल ड्रग्स कैन बी गिवन टू द पेशेंट. ये ड्रग्स सिर्फ पेशेंट की लाइफ को प्रोलॉन्ग कर सकती है बट कैन नॉट प्रिवेंट द डेथ. ई पार्ट. नेम अ बैक्टीरिया एंड अ पैरासाइट विच कैन अटैक सच पेशेंट्स. Bacteria, especially Mycobacterium, and parasite like Toxoplasma can attack these patients very easily. There is a choice in question number 12. Study a part of life cycle of the malarial parasite shown below and answer the following questions. A. Name the stage A of the parasite that the vector picks up from human body. Vector female Anopheles mosquito picks gametocytes from the human blood. B. What does C represent and where does it takes place? C stage fertilization stage को represent कर रही है जो मॉस्किटो की इंटेस्टाइन में कंप्लीट होती है. Part C. Name the organ B and the cells being released from it. This organ B in diagram is salivary gland of mosquito which releases sporozoids. This sporozoid is an infected stage of malaria जो हमारे ब्लड में मॉस्किटो रिलीज कर देते हैं ड्यूरिंग द बाइट. पार्ट डी. नेम द मोस्ट सीरियस टाइप ऑफ मलेरिया एंड इट्स कॉजेटिव ऑर्गेनिज्म. मोस्ट सीरियस टाइप ऑफ मलेरिया इज malignant malaria and it is caused by Plasmodium falciparum. This is section C and this section has only one question and it carries 5 marks. This question is case based question. Here is question number 13. Read the information given. It is about the benefits of transgenic animals. Read it and answer the following questions. Part A. What are these transgenic animals? Animals that have had their DNA manipulated to possess and express extra or foreign gene are called transgenic animals. जिन एनिमल्स के डीएनए को हमने अपने अकॉर्डिंगली चेंज कर दिया है, मैनिपुलेट कर लिया है बाय इंट्रोड्यूसिंग सम फॉरेन जीन ऑफ आर इंटरेस्ट और अब एनिमल इस फॉरेन जीन को एक्सप्रेस कर पा रहा है, then these animals with changed DNA are called as transgenic animals. Part B. Give an example of such animal that is being used for testing vaccine safety for a specific human disease. वैक्सीन सेफ्टी को टेस्ट करने के लिए ट्रांसजेनिक माइस का यूज किया जाता है. Part C of question number 13. Name the disease for which these organisms are used to test vaccine safety. To test the safety of polio vaccine before they are used on humans, these transgenic mice are used. Part D. A biological product of medicinal importance is produced by transgenic animals. Name it and also write the name of disease which can be treated by this biological product. Name of biological product is alpha-1 antitrypsin और इसको यूज़ किया जाता है for the treatment of disease emphysema. Part E. Name the first transgenic cow and explain the improvement in the quality of the product produced by it. First transgenic cow is Rosé, and the milk produced by Rosé cow has a human protein alpha-lactalbumin जिसका amount 2.4 gram per liter होता है and it is nutritionally very important for human babies. There is a choice in question number 13 also. Here the information is given about the protection of tobacco plant from infestation by a nematode. Read it and answer part A. Write the scientific name of the nematode that parasitizes tobacco plant. The name of nematode is Melodygyne incognitia, which parasitizes tobacco plant. Part B. Write the full form of novel strategy used to control the nematode infestation in tobacco plant. RNA interference technique का यूज़ किया जाता है to control the nematode infestation in tobacco plant. Part C. How does the novel strategy work? In this technique, the complementary double-stranded RNA binds to and prevents the translation of a specific messenger RNA. Basically, इस टेक्निक में कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री डबल स्ट्रैंडेड आरएनए एक स्पेसिफिक मैसेंजर आरएनए के ट्रांसलेशन को होने से रोक देता है. एज अ रिजल्ट नेमेटोड अनेबल्स टू सर्वाइव. पार्ट डी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. Mention the source of the complementary double-stranded RNA for the novel strategy. The source of the double-stranded RNA are 1. Infection by RNA virus. 2. Transposons that replicate via an RNA intermediate. Part E. Name the vector used for introducing the nematode-specific genes into the host plant. Agrobacterium is used for introducing the nematode specific genes into the host plant. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.